I'm Eric Edholm, this is Kevin Fishbane, and we're breaking down, to this point at least, the biggest free agent signing of the 2012 season, Mario Williams to the Bills. We kind of saw it coming. He was there for 3 days in what was perhaps the longest free agent visit in history. But Kevin, there's still some shock involved. The fact that the Bills, a team that typically doesn't spend, was able to land the big fish. Tell us about it.
Well, I think Mario Williams made people think that maybe he wouldn't go just for the money. He told reporters a couple weeks ago that he didn't need to be the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. He will be with this new contract. And I think a lot of it had to do with seeing that Bills defense and how he's going to fit in there with Dave Wanstead's group right there next to Marcell, Dareus, Kyle Williams, some young, good talent there. And we saw early in the season the Bills have some promise. And I think he wants to be a part of that. And you have to credit the Bills brass for being able to get a guy, because we all know Buffalo's not a destination, and that's their biggest problem. They never spend money, so this is a huge deal for the entire franchise.
You know, maybe the NFL tides are changing a little bit. The two biggest contracts now have come from Detroit and from Buffalo. Williams' deal, potential for 6 years and $100 million, a guaranteed money of $50 million split up in half. He gets 25 for sure. There's some protection on the back half of that. Now, Kevin, talk about that defense a little bit. Pass rush was the biggest need. They seem to have at least solved that in part. You have Marcell, Dareus there, Kyle Williams, an underachiever, or an overachiever, I should say, and then you have some other D-line parts that could make it a good front four.
Yeah, you got Chris Kelsey on the other side, and Arthur Moats, the guy that the team was pretty excited about. So the talent's there in the front seven. Now let's back off a second. It's not a Super Bowl team by any stretch of the imagination. Still could use a lockdown cornerback on offense. They could use another tackle. But looking at that front seven, pass rush has been their biggest need for 2 years. And you always wonder, if the Broncos did not take Von Miller, the Bills might have taken Von Miller last year's draft, which means Mario Williams, this would have never happened. But you have him down there on the line with Kelsey and Dareus and Kyle Williams. And when you play a team like the Patriots 2 times a year, where Tom Brady's throwing that ball very quickly, you got to put pressure on them early. You saw what the Giants did. You see what the Lions do with their defensive line. And I think the Bills, looking what they had in Dareus Williams, wanted to add that last piece and, you know, the best pass rusher in the NFL.
I got a chance to speak with Wade Phillips before he had signed with Buffalo, and he basically said whatever team gets him is getting a tremendous player. Also a good run defender, too, maybe a little bit of an underrated element of his game. There's no questions the Texans will be hurt from this as well. Although they played pretty well without Williams the last 10 games of the season, they did pretty fine and got all the way to Baltimore, a chance to make the AFC title game. Thank you very much, Kevin. We'll check back on all the latest free agent moves. Stay right here at ProFootballWeekly.com.